Hi, my name is Sheryl Williams, and I live in Gary, Indiana, and I regret my abortions. Well, at a young age, unfortunately, we were placed in a situation where the upbringing led me to be in the system of DCFS. And once in the system, we went to what they call group homes. And in that group home, they have like different house parents and things like that. And we get to go out on different outings. And the long and short of it, one of the house parents I was raped by. And then months later, upon me being placed in a foster home, because they finally found a home for us, um, I started getting sick, and lo and behold, I found out I was 3.5 months pregnant. Because I hadn't told anybody about the rape because they didn't believe me about other stuff that had happened in my childhood, so I just kind of kept it. But once I got placed in this foster home, the lady asked, "Hey, are you pregnant?" And was like, "Okay, what is that?" I just knew something was growing inside of me. I didn't know what exactly was all going on. I figured hormones, I didn't know. But once I found out after she took me, to be examined and stuff like that, um, I was in fact 3.5 months pregnant from the rape. And from that, unfortunately, and I don't know whose decision it was, be it hers, the system, or both, I don't know. Um, they, took me to a clinic, which I was figuring, I'm just getting examined. And it turns out it was an abortion clinic. And so, unfortunately, my child was taken from me. And then the other situation was, a few years later, in which, I had had my first daughter, and then my second, this would technically be my third pregnancy. Um, I went to get checked out, like, hey, something's not right. And unfortunately, upon getting checked out, they was like, oh, it's not a baby. You're just going through this. We can take care of it. Well, little did I know that was an abortion. And so that decision again was taken from me to keep my child. Oh, I was definitely livid because even upon even understanding and knowing what all had happened, when they finally, told the system and the foster parent and all that, the fact that it was a rape, and I finally, got strength enough to say that, and who it was, and they in turn got in touch with that particular individual, of course, who denied everything. And I just let them know I still wanted my baby regardless. This was something, that was me. And they felt, I guess, that I wasn't old enough to make that decision, which was totally a lie. A life is a life, and it doesn't matter how the life got there. The point is, the child was innocent, and the fact that I wanted my child. And so that was stripped from me, and the system is definitely broken because they didn't even get counseling, for the rape first and foremost. That was never dealt with. And then you further traumatized me by taking my kid. And so that, yeah, that was hard. I went through horrible depression and some other decisions, unfortunately, because of it. Oh no, dude, never, never should anybody play God with a life. No life is an accident. Yes, I was raped. That was a horrible thing that happened to me. But then to further traumatize me or anybody by saying an abortion is okay because of a rape, that's a life. That child is innocent. That child didn't ask, and God knew. Obviously, He knows the hairs on our head, so He already knew that that child was going to be conceived. I don't know if He. So yeah, we should never play God with a life. Period. Rape, it says. I mean, some people do it and they just lay down freely, you know, if you don't want one, don't even lay down. So even if you're in that situation, at no point should anybody play God and take a life. It's just wrong. Down syndrome babies, you know, doctors say different things, and oh, it's going to be this. Oh, you're not God. Let God be God. Let the child be whatever God intended it to be.
Let God be God.
Yeah.
Love it.